Hello everybody, it's Mandtom and welcome back. We're going to be jumping back into the Builder's Guide today. Sorry, it has taken way too long to get back to making this video series. I've had a bunch of projects going on from some servers I'm playing on and some other stuff I've got going on in the meantime here. So, oh, what is going, why is that zooming? Why is that is not that function key? What is happening? Okay, why? Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna have to do some editing apparently. Here we go. Okay. Alright. Oh, okay, that's a little bit better. A little more normal, we'll say. Okay, aim and quake. Alright, so our last episode we kind of covered just in general some basic resources that you're gonna need to have before you go to step number 2 here, which is you need to get gear. Iron most importantly first. I think we got maybe a piece somewhere. Yes, that was to make this lovely shield. Okay, so our next goal is gotta be trying to find a cave or an open ocean. In this case, we might be better off looking at the ocean. I can just see open water right there. The goal would be not to be in a river, but if you can actually get to ocean, you can look for these sunken buried ships. Sometimes they're just on the top of the water, sometimes they're not. But they'll have a lot of good resources in there. Particularly, they'll have a buried treasure map. There's usually a chance of like 1 to 3 chests spawning in one of these structures. So you got a good chance of getting a buried treasure map, and that's going to have some OP loot in it, even a chance of diamond. So you can literally get, full diamond, start off, not enchants, but at least have full diamond gear, kind of from the start, and not ever have to go into a cave, which I'm going to warn you, if you're going into a cave, you need to have a shield. If you don't have at least a shield, and trust me, I think you should have more than that. But if you don't have at least a shield, you're gonna be in for some problems. I hate to tell you. And unfortunately, this does not go all the way to ocean. So we're gonna go with the original plan, and we're gonna go into a cave and hopefully not die somewhere. But I'm gonna show you where to look for resources. There's a big argument with that of whether mining is luck or skill. I do think it is a luck-based issue. Basically, ores generate at random in the world at different levels, and you can get a lot in one little chunk of an ore vein, or you can get maybe just 1 or 2 in that vein of ore. So something to keep in mind. If you aren't finding stuff immediately, don't be alarmed. Just trust me when I say keep going through with the process. Eventually, you're going to find the resources that you're looking for. Now, if it's early game and you're really looking for iron and you're too afraid to go into the caves, you're too nervous about that, you see how this mountain is significantly higher than the river. Okay, and I forget what Y level it's at, but I want to say anything over like Y95 and up is going to have a much larger rate of iron and coal above that level Y. Typically, it's going to be on stony shores and peaks, so you're going to find like these little mountains, but they'll be more stone for the basis of it, and they'll probably go higher, like even up to here, you're talking 130s, 140s for Y level. That's going to have a ton of iron. Like, if you don't want to go caving, just find a really tall stony peak. Depending on your seed, that might be difficult, but you don't have to go into the cave to at least get yourself iron gear. That's not a necessity. But I do recommend at least getting a water bucket. That's going to save you from falls. And I'm going to do a little niche trick because I know none of the resources I really want to show you are going to be higher. I'll show you where to find iron normally underground. But this is a good way to swim down. Actually, I can get really far. So I'm going to show you guys the best trick if you were on Java, that you can do is make some doors. Alright, if you are going underwater, you are in Java, make some doors. You cannot drown if you have a door. You can place your door down. You will be completely fine, I promise. I will demonstrate in just 2 minutes, especially for something like this where I'm going pretty deep down. This is going to save me a ton of time mining, and this is why I wanted to do this. But look, we're already seeing gold ores here. Oh, and I even see some diamonds even further down. So we're going to pop down here, pop this door down, get in there so we don't drown. And look, now my bubbles are going back up. And I don't actually have an iron pick to mine those diamonds, but I know that they're here. And I saw iron back up, so I'm going to swim back up, get a little more iron, and then we can work on harvesting those diamonds. I'm going to show you something. This is another key point. These magma blocks, if you sneak on them, you don't take damage when you're underwater, and they'll also let you breathe. But I'm going to warn you, if you stand, you're going to start taking damage. So keep that in mind, you need to sneak when you're on these blocks. I use hold sneak, so I basically my keyboard for whatever reason is weird. So it's supposed to just be tap and I'll crouch or stand if I'm holding shift. But I just have to hit shift once and I'll stay crouched unless I double hit shift. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time, if you get what I'm saying. But just wanted to show you that little mechanic that's super useful, especially when you're underwater caving looking for stuff. Conventional caves that aren't underwater, and I'm going to warn you guys, they're going to be loaded with mobs. You're going to have so many mobs coming at you. Like, if you don't have that shield, if you're not very savvy with, you know, killing mobs yet, don't go into caves. Just look for resources above the ground. At least get yourself some basic armor, so you might have a chance of surviving an attack from a mob like that. Because skeletons, they will wreck you. They will absolutely wreck you. I'm not trying to pick, nothing like that. It's just case in point, skeletons will mess your day up if you're not ready to deal with them. It took me a long time re-getting used to computer controls. Like, when I first played Minecraft, it was on an Xbox. And for years I didn't play again. I eventually ended up playing on mobile, and that's kind of how I transitioned back into PC. I didn't even realize for the longest time, you guys don't laugh at me, but I didn't realize for the longest time that there were actual, like, multiplayer servers you could play on for Minecraft. Like, I was just sitting there, you know, back in 2014, 2015, just playing Minecraft by myself like a nub. Just not having any idea what the hell I'm doing. But eventually I started playing on some bigger servers, met some really cool people, and, you know, it's been a journey ever since. I love this game. I don't think I'll ever stop playing it. I really hope I turn into that, like, 80-year-old unk that still loves Minecraft. But that would honestly make me happy. I feel rather accomplished if that is the way I go out 90 gajillion years old and still loves playing a block game. Who wouldn't love that? Alright, so we got the base of what we need here to get these diamonds now, okay? We need iron ore for diamonds. Remember that? It's going to be very, very important. You need it. You need the stuff. It's important to have the stuff, because if you don't have the stuff, it's not going to go good for you, you see? So we're going to cook up 3 of that. We're going to have to make some sticks with our lovely crafting table here. We don't need that to make sticks. You can just use your little 2x2 grid to make things, but to make a pickaxe, we are going to need the 3x3. So I'm going to take this 3 iron out, make our first iron pickaxe. We're going to get a little achievement for that. Well, bam. Isn't it iron pick? Yes, everybody calls it iron pick. Now, we're going to get our second achievement, which is diamonds. This is a huge find, especially early game. I'm going to try to save these diamonds. To get a full set of armor, you're going to need at least 24 ores of diamond. So it's going to be a bit finding them. And diamond is a rare ore, so it doesn't spawn. Like, me finding diamond in an underwater cave at -16 is rare to happen. this type of generation does not happen often in Minecraft. I mean, it does and it doesn't, if you kind of get what I'm saying. You get a little bit luckier in these water caves compared to other caves. There's still some loot in these big open exposed caves, but I feel like it's way easier to get to in the water caves. It's safer too, because you're not, you know, I can just stand here in this little doorway. I don't have to worry about skeletons or creepers dropping on me from above. I might have to deal with this drowned in a minute here that I see slowly coming towards me. But this is the bulk of a mob that you're going to see down here. I mean, and if you can't get, like, I can just swim away from him. I don't even have to fight him. I'm going to, because I'm still cooking my own, but this is just case in point. I wouldn't even have to fight him if I didn't want to. Also, you know, consider your range when you're fighting mobs. I was talking about that a little bit with hitboxes. You can be 3-4 blocks away from something and hit it. In fact, they're going to do the same thing to you once they get within your range. F3B on a computer will show your hitboxes, and I know you can't really see that from what I'm doing here. This is a terrible angle, but where I can actually see with my eyes is where I can hit within a certain range. There's a little line that extends out. I'll try to see if I can get it in a replay image. It'd help if I were actually recording in replay mode, so I should probably do that. I'm just running OBS for the actual recording, and we'll see how the rest of that goes. So I could make a helmet here, or if I burn like a couple more planes, I can get that last ore, and I think at least make leggings. Yeah, I can make some leggings. It's very important to get any armor when you can, guys. If you have the materials to do it and you don't need to make a tool, definitely take your time and make yourself gear. That gear is just going to help you. Now, you can get really lucky in these caves if you keep kind of sourcing down. You might find another good area to stop in. I'm not going to really do that. I just want to get easy ores out of this water cave. If I'm not seeing ores, I'm not going to really keep pushing. I could run into a very dangerous drown, which these guys aren't bad. This little guy with the fishing, I just want to see if he might drop the fishing rod, because that would be pretty cool if it had some enchants. No, and he didn't. But you can run into a drown that has a... Now I'm drowning. You can run into a drown that has a trident, and things will ultimately not end up going well for you. Oh, this only has 2 hits in it. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that's rotten flesh. I don't need that. I just wanted to look down this way and make sure I'm not missing anything I could use. More importantly, I think I should make another axe before I get in trouble here. Oh, I did pick it up. Interesting. I didn't hear the little item blop. Alright, we're going to carry on here. I don't see anything down in this little chamber. Grab a bubble layer. Use these magma blocks in these little river areas. There's other techniques too in ravines that speedrunners use for, you know, making portals and getting crazy loot, crazy fast, all that fun stuff. I am not about to die trying to rush into the nether. That's not what this video is about. If you do want to see some speedrunners, maybe I'll tag a few in the comments. Just let me know. There's a lot of like tricky game mechanics with Minecraft, and the more knowledge you have about it, really the easier it is to do well. You know, the more you know about the game, the better you're going to play at it. It's just case in point. You know I can come into these water caves and get these resources rather painlessly, without a lot of effort. I'm not going to take a lot of damage from anything. As long as I'm paying attention to my bubbles, I'm okay. Now look, I'm going to get all this free coal, all the XP from it too. If you see that little 9 under my saturation bar, that is where all these little EXP orbs are going. Alright, I collect those as I mine ores, and you can use that XP later on in the game for things like enchanting or combining books on anvils. We'll get into that more when we get into the villager process of this guide, but right now I just wanted to show you mining. But your main goal, if you don't have access to these fancy water caves that I'm showing you, right? And you need that iron. We all need that sweet iron, right? I want you to hit F3, and you're going to be looking until you see, and I can't really point it out on here without pausing, but over here, you'll see this little number right here, and this kind of letter format, X, Y, Z. So X and Z are going to be your horizontal and vertical coordinates on the map, whereas Y is going to be your up and down, so whether you're higher up or lower down. To find copious amounts of iron that's naturally generated, the best Y area to look is going to be Y15. So if I dug down another 9 blocks, just mathematically stated, I should see more iron the more and more I dig closer to Y15. This is a common system that's used for all ores in the game. All ores have their own kind of like preset Y levels that it's best to mine them at. Like for instance, gold, redstone, diamond are kind of all best to find in your lower like minus 51 to minus 59 range for the Y level. But you're going to find iron all the way up at 15, as well as coal, and you can find lapis up here too, but that's even more common at lower levels. I will add a little note, a little asterisk to that too. For whatever reason, Mojang decided gold spawns more heavily in mesa biomes. I haven't seen one yet to show you guys, but it spawns more heavily in mesa biomes than does any other biome in the world. And I've tested that out, just looking around. That is factual. I find way more gold in mesa biomes when I'm looking. Even when I'm not looking, there's just chunks of ores everywhere. It's usually not huge veins, but there's enough veins. Like instead of in here where I'm not really seeing anything, if this were a mesa biome, I'd probably see a couple of veins just sitting around me in this cave kind of everywhere. Here you'll see there's really not much for anything. There's also ores like this, like copper, which is a little bit more useful now in the newer updates. I don't know what versions you guys are going to be playing on. But copper in the later versions, I can't remember which one it starts at now. I want to say it's 21.11. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. I'm not great at this, guys. But in general, that stuff can now be made into armor and weapons. So it's a bit more useful. It's not very strong armor. It's weaker than iron. But it's better than having nothing on you. Like when you are bare naked like I am right now, any type of mob attack to you, if it hits, is gonna hurt. You're talking 3 to 5 hearts of damage. Now, if you're playing in a hardcore world, you're gonna quickly off yourself without really having to try. This is another little critter right here we haven't gotten to talk about much yet, is sheep. They're very important too for the one byproduct that they make. And I'm going to show you another little helpful tip. So we're going to pop this in here and start cooking this stuff up. Still got a little bit of food for now, but I'm going to have to get some wood to supplement. But I want to get 2 pieces of iron. And then we're going to go on our little 2x2 crafting grid. So sheep serve 2 purposes. They can either be your food source, or you can use them for wool. Wool is, I think, their most primary and realistic use, because mutton, let's just be honest, isn't all that good. But their wool is great, and if you make shears, you can harvest things like wool directly from the sheep without killing them. Or you can even mine up things like cobwebs. You can have cobwebs to, stick people if you're PvPing, or, catch yourself if you're falling and you don't have water. There's a bunch of different uses for cobwebs. Wool is another good use for, like, keeping yourself silent, which is very important in, like, ancient cities, for instance. Like, that's something you definitely need to understand when you go to an ancient city your first time. When I see some skulk, I'll point it out for you guys. If you aren't familiar with navigating ancient cities, definitely don't go into one blind, especially if you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. Because I promise you, you're going to die. You're going to die. There's not too many things in the game that I'm going to say you're going to just straight die if you don't know going in there. Like, caves, at least you're like a 50-50 chance. Like, I know 100% if you go into any ancient city and you don't know what you're doing, you're going to die. That's just case in point, guys. It's the same thing with woodland mansions. You're gonna die if you don't know what you're doing, especially if you look like this broke jabroni I am right now with just iron pants on. It's not gonna go well for you. But what I want to do is find a deep enough cave that is now not in the water, and we're going to try to find some natural diamonds. And I'm going to show you a technique known as strip mining, which if you are just out of luck, you are not finding resources naturally in these bigger caves, you know, you're struggling a bit, you need to find an open cave that gets you as close down to that minus 50 range that I was talking about, you know, that minus 51 to 59. The bigger the open cave, the better. I promise you, if you can find a big enough cave, they will generate some ores. This is kind of what a stony shore would look like, guys. It's usually a bit higher, but perfect example. And there's an iron ore right there. Oh, and if we're looking in the distance, there's another structure behind that. That is called an ocean monument. That is another structure you're going to want to stay away from early game. Honestly, don't even swim around it if you aren't ready. There's a bunch of mobs that can come out and they can shoot you basically with laser beams. I don't know what to call that attack. It's a laser beam to me. But they come at you with laser beams. It kind of hurts, but you're going to get an effect from the bigger guardians that also live there that's known as mining fatigue. And it lasts like 5 minutes. So it's going to take you a very, very long time to mine even a single block for that 5-minute period, or unless you drink milk. That is the only thing that's going to negate effects from you, is going to be drinking milk or popping a totem of undying. We're not even there yet, guys. I'm not trying to get into all these things you don't understand yet. I'm just trying to cover the basics so you guys can kind of figure out what you need to do to actually maybe survive in a world for more than 2 seconds. I'm trying to find a good cave. But I think what I'm going to do is just come down, harvest this iron right here, and try to dig through a wall and see if I can find an open cave that we can use, guys. If this just isn't working out how I planned. I was hoping to find a big enough crater that we could just walk right down into. That would be ideal for me. Is this water? Yep, that's also water too. Okay. Oh, I had hope for a second. I might have just found what I was talking about. But I want to find a big cave, just so you guys can kind of see what strip mining's all about. It's nothing fancy. I'm over-talking it. It's just looking for ores, guys. But you need these if you want to progress in the game. It's just case in point. If you want to get any further in the game, you're going to have to know where to find this stuff. And that's the whole point of my video, is helping you guys figure that stuff out. So it's not as crazy when you're trying to do it on your own. So, alright. This is a good place to break into right here. This is what's known as an amethyst geode. And if I can get in here and make it so it won't die, there we go. Look at that. I figured that would work out in my favor. Oh, that kind of hurt. But look, now we're in a big dry cave, and look, almost immediately the mobs know I'm here. They're coming after me. They're ready to get a piece of me. So this is a great point in time to have a shield. You know, keep it up, take the hit, then swing. Take the hit, then swing. When you got 2 mobs on you like this, it's more dangerous. You're better off to keep your distance with them. That's gonna keep you alive more than anything else. But before I go too far, we happen to find a nice little structure. This is kind of an ore, but it's not really. Amethyst is something that gets used later in game, mainly for armor trims or things like, what are they called? It's spyglass. There we go. I couldn't think of the frickin' name of the thing. But yes, it's spyglass. Okay, I'm just going to take a couple pieces so I can make my spyglass when I'm ready. That is another use for copper. You need 1 ingot and 2 amethysts to make a spyglass. I don't really need it because I have Zoomify, but it's a fun little thing. I tend to make one on every world I play. I'm a fan of the spyglass. It's nifty if you don't want to use Zoomify. You just have an item you can pull out and, you know, see a little bit further. You'd be surprising how useful that is. And now we're going to have a ton of iron, but I was very foolish before I came back down and I didn't grab any wood. So we're going to look for another special structure that should be underground here somewhere. We're going to try to look for it and see if we can find a big cave with one in it. If we find an ancient city, I will maybe talk about one. I kind of want to show you what like the signs of an ancient city are, so you aren't running into something all willy-nilly and end up losing your worlds over it. Okay. So this iron right here. When you're mining, guys, too, really nifty thing. Always know that the block below the block you're mining is safe if you're going to mine from up down. Like, I know there's another block under that one, but do I know that there's one under here? I don't. Not until I do that. See, this is exactly why I say come down here with a shield. This is the most deadly situation I've been in so far. Oh, with that skelly. Those guys will end your game. They will. I don't know if you saw how much damage that hit, very first hit, but that hurt. So I don't have the gear on me. I don't think I have enough wood to cook. Oh, wait. I grabbed coal. Woohoo. Oh, so we're going to speed up the cooking process a little bit here. If you're ever trying to set a block on top of another function block like this, where if you right-click it, it opens, just shift first, and then place your block, okay? Little helpful tips from your buddy Tom here. Your buddy Mandtom Tom. That guy. He's that guy, you know? Okay. Pop all this iron in here. We can at least get some basic iron gear and weapons and feel a lot better about life. In fact, I'm going to start dropping some things that... Oh, I want the meat. In fact, I should cook some of that while I got all the furnace stuff in there. Don't want that. I think I can drop I don't really need anymore. I always find blocks useful. I really don't need sunflowers. Eggs can actually be useful for an ancient city. But yeah, I don't really need that stuff. And I'm just going to try to see if I can get myself enough stuff for some gear here. We'll get moving right on. There we go. I got enough for a helmet too. One more ingot for some boots. Bam. Alright, that is it, guys. Full iron. We're looking a little less killable now. But yes, this is how to smelt coal, wood, like you saw. You can use anything made of wood for fuel, even sticks. For the most part, everything I think except for the nether woods. Nether wood you cannot burn in a furnace, nor does it burn to fire. And you also can't make boats with it, so don't be trying to do that. You're wasting your time. Alright, so now we got some extra... Oh, that's right. That's right. I was going to cook some food. Oops, that's not what I'm trying to do. Oh my god. There we go. Cook this stuff up quick. Trust me, when it comes to food, guys, you'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Because when you're in the caves and you gotta go, 100 blocks back up to get back up to the surface and you gotta fight off mobs the whole time, it's not gonna be great if you're on half a heart. Good luck to you. I mean that in the most sincere of ways. Good luck to you. Oh, I had enough iron to probably do some other stuff, but I don't think I have... Oh, I do have some wood to make some sticks. Okay. definitely should have grabbed some wood. So I've got, let's get the iron axe, get an iron sword, backup iron pick. We're gonna hold off on a spear. I'm gonna make a bow just because it's not a bad idea. I don't have arrows, but I can probably get some from killing some skellies. I'll also make a bundle. Because look at what we can do with bundles, guys. If you have a lot of impartial items, like what I'm looking at on my screen, you know, 2s, 3Zs, 4Zs, look how much space I just cleared up in my inventory with a single bundle. That is great to me. It's so great to me right now. Show you guys how to find those lovely diamonds, and now we've got plenty of space for them. So we got our food, we got fresh armor. Now our trick is got to be going down and not dying. So I'm going to always utilize water when I can. Oh, and look at that, there's some diamonds above ground. I also see some skellies, so I just want to survey the land quick, get a good idea where I'm at. You're usually okay to mine like this. It is dangerous, guys. Just don't let your guard down. And also double check when you find one diamond, because there might be 2 more hiding right beneath it. We are at -39, so you can see there's some ores. They're going to be generating super quickly on the surface down here. You usually only get 1 or 2 at a time. So look at all these mobs. Okay. Ooh, see. The baby zombie is your most dangerous threat. This is what you guys gotta do, okay? Come to a block, get some water, stand in that water, okay? They can't get you in the water directly. It's gotta push them, so now I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna farm these guys with my sword. That's a sweep attack, so I'm gonna hit multiple of them at a time compared to just one if I'm doing criticals. Looking to save a lot on Armador here. I'm going to get rid of this horde of zombies and we can get back to mining those precious diamonds. Like, if I hadn't just put on full iron armor too, I'd be a little messed up right now. So I feel pretty safe now. Relatively safe, I'll say. Okay. At least safe enough that I can move about the cave and keep looking for these diamonds, because diamonds are life here. Remember, remove a couple of those blocks around. Generally, they're all going to be touching, so if you mind a little circle around the ore and you're not seeing any, chances are it's gone. Okay. I'm going to show you guys this for a little... Okay, we've all heard of these guys. We've seen them from the movies. Okay. See how I crouched and blocked with my shield? That will 100% save you from any explosion in the game as long as you're facing the explosion. Okay? Gotta make sure you're facing the explosion. If that happens from behind you, it's game over. Those creepers will one-shot you every time. And look at that. When you got a crew of 4 of them, it's not gonna be good for you. Ooh, see how he just walked down? So that is not good. They tend to sit on cliff edges above you and drop on your heads. So keep that in mind. If you're in a dark enough spot, all it needs is a light level to be 0. And I know it looks really bright right now, but that's because of a mod I have called Full Bright. I actually didn't talk about that. If you don't know how to install your own mods, especially if you're playing your own worlds, guys, let me know. I can kind of help you. I can maybe do a tutorial video on like what folders and stuff you need to put your mods into, some safe places to get your mods. Don't just download any mod that anybody sends you. A lot of the times this stuff has malicious stuff in there, and you don't want that on your PC, guys. So don't just download from any source. Make sure it's trusted, something like Modrinth, or at least from a source of someone that you trust and know that they aren't giving you the runaround. I'm going to try to run by these mobs the best I can. Maybe drop this one just to get them out of the way. But main point here is I don't want to fight them. I want to keep moving on in this cave. I was looking for a little structure down here that I could show you guys, and I haven't seen one yet. This is kind of how it is when you go caving. You can have a really good experience, you can have a really bad experience. And that's kind of why I want to cover everything with you, just so you can actually see what's going to happen if you go here compared to, like, you see how many mobs I've had to run around already? I'm like leaving diamonds at this point because I know I can't fight all these mobs easily. Well, at least not quickly. So let's just keep moving. I haven't found the structure I'm trying to show you guys yet. We'll find it eventually. There's usually one underground. I might be too low for one, but I want to say, ooh, zombie villager. Not useful to me now, but could be in the future. Not that one, but in general. I just went. Did I lose that other diamond? No. I really don't think that was it. How many diamonds do you have now? 15, we're about half the way to a full set without tools. I get a feeling we're not going to find the structure I'm looking for, so I might just show you guys strip mining and kind of call this the end for the video. This is redstone, by the way. I know I haven't really talked about every ore I'm seeing as we're running by it. If you don't know, and if you guys have questions, I'm serious, just ask me. I will gladly give you any information that you're looking for that will help you not feel so terrible when you're trying to learn. This would be an instance where I would generally just do what they call an MOG bucket, where you jump and place water and land in the water. But that's really dangerous if you don't have feather falling. So a safe way to travel with water, just place it and let it run first, and pick your water back up and then fall into it, okay? Much, much safer. This way I don't have to worry about missing my water bucket placement and accidentally unaliving myself. Oh hey, look at all these mobs, holy crap. Wow, okay, there's diamonds though, and I really want these diamonds, so what's the gameplay here? This is gonna be really hard to kill all these guys. Maybe I can use the creeper to my advantage. Yes, that did work. Slimes are not a hard mob to deal with. They just have kind of like some weird spatial issues with their hitboxes. Like the magma cubes are way more difficult to deal with, I think. Slime is really good for redstone and late game. So it is good to know about it. I'm not going to get super big into it, but those little slimes that you just saw me kill, they drop slime balls. You can turn those slime balls into slime blocks. And that's like the real magic of the redstone part of what I'm talking about. Just remember that shield is only going to work... Oh, now I gotta run. Frickin' skelly. It had to be one. Oh my god, you guys. What is with these mobs? I just want some diamonds. And they're just spawning more in, like right in front of me. I feel like I'm inside of a frickin' mob grinder right now. This is a very good diamond vein. We might just have enough to make our first full set. Well, diamond, I'll say. check. Yep, we got 27. That's enough for our diamond pickaxe and a full set of armor. So what Y level are we at? We're at 34. I'm going to try to get us a little lower, and I'm just going to show you guys strip mining quickly. And we'll kind of call that a wraps for the video. So you came into one of these caves, you got completely ran off like I did by all these mobs. Things just got too crazy. You just had to dig a hole. Like, you didn't know what else to do. It's do this or I'm kind of done. So we're just going to replicate that kind of scenario here. We're just going to dig a little hole if my keybinds want to work. All right. A lot of people say digging straight down is not safe. They're right. I'm going to do it. I'm not hearing any lava nearby, so I feel pretty safe. I'm at minus 59 now. This is where I would go if I didn't see any diamonds in a cave. I'm struggling. I don't want to be caught, off guard without having the right resources, especially in SMPs when you're playing against other people. This particular time, early game, is so important that you don't die on these first trips into your caves, because it's only going to get harder the further on you get into the season. So I'm going to mine a single block. I'm going to place my water. I'm going to get into the hole and pick my water back up. Now, as you can see, I'm in a 1x1. Okay? So the best way you can go about this, right, is just mine a couple blocks ahead of you. All right? As far as you can reach. And every couple of blocks from where you started, just dig out on the left and right sides as far as you can reach. You can technically get 5 blocks if you want to go all the way up to the edge of this block. It's not necessary. The goal of this is to just find little pockets of diamonds. I find it smartest to mine along chunk borders. I'm not really a long one just yet, but if I were to come all the way down here, this is going to be a chunk border right here. And why I say this is because the game is going to process where to spawn these ores, okay? And it's going to put so much of a percentage rate per chunk. And a chunk is a 16 by 16 by 16 little chunk of the world, and that goes all the way up to build height. So all the way down to the bottom of the world too. So I have a chance for ores to generate on this side of the chunk as well as on this side of the chunk. So when I'm right here, this would be like my most opportune area to possibly find them. It doesn't mean they don't exist within the other 15 blocks of this chunk or that chunk. It's just I'm going to have more luck finding grouped veins together on this line than I am in the middle of a chunk. This is not, honestly, the most fun way to play the game and to mine. This gets really boring really fast. So if you have a crew of people, and stuff like that, that's something you want to be paying attention to. I don't know why my subtitles aren't on. I changed game versions for this recording to get back into this world, so I think just some strange things happened. But be ready with some blocks on your hotbar to plug up a hole you make, or a water bucket in case there's some lava. You might have gravel fall on you too mining, so be aware of that. If you have gravel fall on you, don't panic. Most of the time, you're glitched in the block, you can just back out of it. If you can't, just mine it. Just mine it. Eventually, you're going to break all the gravel. It's never going to be that much. But just stick along a chunk border, right? Keep mining in a line like this. I know it's very slow and seems a bit boring. Just every, 2-3 blocks, you go down and make a little strip. It's slow, but I promise you will eventually find diamonds, and you'll notice when you're in a 1x1, there's no mob spawning down here. Spiders aren't going to spawn down here with me. For the most part, I'm relatively safe mining with this. I'm trying to see if I can actually find some diamonds, so you guys don't think I'm a liar here, but this is the realism of strip mining. You're either going to get really lucky or really unlucky. I'm mining this redstone because generally you'll see other ores around diamonds too, like we were seeing up in the open caves where it's just gold, redstone, lapis all over the place. This block right here is bedrock. Not many people like know much about bedrock, it can be broken, but not conventionally by mining it. Generally, you know, you can't break it mining it wrong. There's a lot of nifty things about this block. I'm not going to get into it right now, but know if you're seeing it and you're in the normal overworld, you know, all the caves and trees, you can't go past this block. I know my luck is terrible. Anyway, I think while I'm lying down on the ground here, guys, I'm going to just call it a wraps for this video. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. I appreciate it a lot. I hope you learned a lot about caving, and again, if you guys have any questions ever, feel free to hit me up. I'm happy to try to help you guys out. That's the whole point of this guide, is to try to help new players figure out how to play the game so we can get more of you on here, because that's what we really want. More players on the servers, making great times and having good fun with all of your good friends. So thanks again for tuning in, guys. Until next time, it's Mandtom. I'm out.